Okay, so hey, it is time to power up to double up, power up to double. You know what that means? It means we are trying to double our unit size by June 30th. We have that board, and I did not bring it. You could see it back over there. No, this way. See the board right there? Right there. See the board? Okay. I have one new consultant on there, but we've only got six. Well, actually, I can put my name on there again. Six people. I'll have to check my thing and see how many career chats I did, because I shared the career opportunity with everybody I'm in front of. I ask. I don't go into full detail, but I'll ask. And the gal I facial this morning, I will definitely ask her as well, because I do believe I sent her a career packet. Every pampering pack I mail out, I send a career information in that pampering pack. So let's go. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for another day. We thank you for all the wisdom and all the miracles that you're doing in our life. I pray for healing. I pray for abundance, blessing over our businesses, over our families. I pray for guidance and for wisdom on who to speak to. Bring the people to us, Lord. Give us the words to say. And Lord, direct our steps. Open our ears, open our hearts to be able to hear you and do your work as we bring the Mary Kay opportunity and we bring the Mary Kay products to people in order to bless them. I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, so let's get started. So today, a couple things. Let's get started with the number one thing. The first thing was this morning, we've talked about AI before. And I've asked if anybody's done it. And also I asked about the social media posting, if anybody's actually has a calendar where they're social media posting. Nobody said anything. Nobody said, yes, I'm doing it. No, I'm doing it this way. I'm doing it that way. Nobody said anything. So today was my day to post according to my calendar, post a live video about a product, which I have not done yet. I've got to get my posting down intact to where I can follow the rules of it. Because you know what? I am just like you. I don't want to spend tons of time doing a lot of work, and I feel like I am. And so at this point in time in my career, in my life, I am trying to minimize and focus on certain areas and only spend time that I have on my calendar, certain time slots to spend to focus. Because you know why? Sometimes we get sidetracked. I mean, we think that we're working Mary Kay all day long, but let's be real, we're not. We're thinking it, but we're not physically doing it. So I want to give 100% to the 2 or 3 hours a day or 4 hours, whatever it is that I'm doing to build my business and work my business. I want to give 100% focus to that. So then I don't feel guilty when I go out and water the plants, or I go to work outside, or I go to the gym, or I do something else with the family. I don't want to feel guilty. Or, what's on my to-do list is to clean the laundry room. So I don't want to feel guilty about doing that, because then I beat myself up over that. And I don't know if you're one of those that, you think, you should be doing this with your Mary Kay business, but you're over here doing laundry, or you're over here doing the chores, the outside, you're planting a garden, you're doing the things, going grocery shopping. But if you schedule it to go on your calendar every day, do your list every day, and schedule what you are doing, then you should be guilt-free of doing. You're working your Mary Kay, you set aside an hour to work it or 2 hours to work it, and that's what you do. You make the phone calls. Yesterday I spent 2 hours calling all those leads we got from the event last Saturday. 2 hours. I checked my phone from the first call to the last call. 2 solid hours of calling people. And I was tired when I got done. I didn't hardly have a voice, and I still had more follow-up phone calls with brides that I had to do. So I feel like I had worked and I really hadn't gotten, well, I ended up booking 5 people. And one of them I did a virtual today. I booked her yesterday for today. And that's the first time. Okay, let me tell you what happened. Well, let me finish the first story. So I actually booked 4 from the event, and then I booked one to be held a virtual today. So, but out of all the leads that I had, the 35, 37, 40, whatever the leads were, 3 were Spanish and I couldn't talk to them. And so I actually gave them to Carla Rodriguez, my Spanish speaking consultant. I think I have more than one Spanish speaking consultant, but however, she will follow up and she will call them because she wants more customers. So if you speak Spanish and you want customers, you need to let us know so I can refer the Spanish speaking people to you because I don't know se habla español, poquito. But I will learn because Emma's going to be taking Spanish next year in high school. And so we're going to be learning together. But anyway, so I spent all that time and then I felt like I had worked and hadn't hardly done anything. I wanted to beat myself up. And that's not how it's supposed to be. You set aside the time and I probably could have broke it up, but I just wanted to make the call. I wanted to make sure the phone numbers were all good. And I sent the text messages out yesterday morning and I wanted to follow up. A lot of them had texted me back. Well, a few of them, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them text me back. And I wanted to follow up just to touch base with them because we had just had the event and Karen and I actually spoke to these people, most of them. Some of them I didn't speak to, but I was there. And so, and they were told that one of us was going to be calling them. So anyway, and we wanted to book them. So I think she called her people too as well yesterday, and she booked a few as well. So follow up is key. That's the first thing. When you get leads from wherever you get leads, follow up is key. But when you schedule the time to do the work, schedule it, do it, don't drag it out. When you're done, you're done. If you schedule 2 hours, do the 2 hours and then move on to whatever it is you're going to do. So like, I know that I have to be done somewhere between like tomorrow. My schedule will be drop off the kids, go to the gym, get home by 9:30. I have deliveries to make. From 10 to 11, I'll make deliveries. And then I'll come back and I'll do something else. I haven't got my whole schedule down yet for tomorrow, but I will get it down and follow up and do booking calls and do whatever it is I need to do to book people and get people on the calendar. I know tomorrow night we have Lori Hawk. And so that is on my calendar to do that event. And I'm going to be present for the moment, present. That means I can watch a playback, but I actually want to take the tips that she's going to teach us and apply it like ASAP. I want to learn and I want to apply, which brings me to this. One of the ladies that spoke to us today at the chamber meeting, she said, I was taking notes. I was texting myself, taking notes. She said, ideas are only as good as implementation. Ideas, let that sink in. Ideas are only as good as implementation. That means when you get an idea, God gives you an idea or you have it down to do something and you don't implement what you learn, like the training that I'm going to partake in tomorrow night. I don't implement what I learn at that training. You don't implement what you learn on these trainings. You don't take something and nugget and run with it and work with it. And like this Saturday, Marina and I are going up to Clovis to that conference up there to take the lid off our thinking. It's going to be it's like a coaching event, but we're going to learn more about ourselves. So if we go up there, we drive 2 hours up there and we sit all day long in the training. And then we drive back, we take tons of notes. If we do not apply what we've learned, it's for naught. It's a waste. Why waste your time if you're not going to apply what you're learning? You need to apply. That's why I was talking the other day about my strengths finders. One of mine is activator, and I apply, I implement what I learn. So like today, I could have took these notes today. I took a few notes. I didn't take a ton, but I took a few, and I could have taken them and not even shared them to teach you guys. But I'm here to teach you guys so you will learn. And I'm hoping that you're taking it in and you are learning and you are implementing what you are learning, like the gifts. I teach you what I'm using. I'm showing you what I get. I can show you how to do it. I can send you the video on how to make the bouquets. The boxes are pretty simple, but I mean, I can do a video and show you how to do it. But if you take and watch that video and you don't implement it and you don't do it, why watch the video? You're not going to do it, right? So implement the ideas God gives you, implement what you learn in the trainings. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So back to my Bible study this morning. And I know I've trained on this, the AI training. Katrina has, I have not watched her AI training that she did about a month and a half ago for directors. Because of, I've got to upgrade my AI. I've got to take the time, put it in, and tomorrow might be the day to put it in on my calendar, block off the time to watch the 2-hour training and go step by step to do what needs to be done so I can create this. And the reason why I want to learn how to do it is because the last two weeks in Bible study, Cindy, who lives up in the mountains somewhere up in the hills, and like there's population of 50 people in her town or 100 people. There's not very many people. She is mostly virtual, and she is doing some in person, but not like we do here. And she was talking about how she uses AI to do a lot of stuff, to get her training, to get things for events, ideas for events. She can put in a picture. It asks her whole profile. And so she set it up. She took the time to set up her whole profile so AI could learn about her and what it would be good for. And she was raving about it today, saying how good it is, how it's changed her life, how it's taken the stress out of what we do. It's taken the stress out of the training. It's taken the stress out of creating ideas for parties or events or live virtual events. It's taken a lot of stress out. So she actually texts us, and I'm going to screen share. Hold on. I have not watched this video, and we might watch it tonight. Let me screen share, first of all. She texts us this. And this is Kelly DeBrigham. Kelly DeBrigham. DeBrigham. I guess that's how you say her name. But she has a podcast, and she's been doing it for a while. Kelly Brigham. Kelly Brigham. She's been doing podcasts for a while. I have not gone on there, and they've talked about it in Bible study, how her podcasts are good. But she just did this podcast 15 hours ago on Chat GPT and me. 5 unique ways to use AI to save time, spark creativity, and give superhero status. Now, I can share the link. We may watch it. So I'm going to stop sharing right now. This is the deal. If you're posting on social media, or if you want to post on social media, Mary Kay has all that training for you. But what I found out this morning in my Bible study, because Cindy shared that when you post, like you have your Facebook linked to your Instagram. When you post on Facebook, mine's that way, it automatically hits Instagram. Well, AI told her that you're losing algorithm that way because people aren't going to look at it. It's just kind of gone into the wind when you double post. You need to go into each. AI told her she needed to go into each Facebook and in Instagram and post separately to get more algorithm. But what I noticed too is that when my regular Facebook, when I post there, it goes to my regular Instagram, and people see my Instagram. And they may not see the Facebook, but they see my Instagram. But you need to learn for yourself and implement what you learn. So if you are posting on social media and you're using that to your advantage, and I just took a survey from Mary Kay about social media. They wanted my feedback on social media and if I was using it for paid advertising. And let me come back to that in a minute, because this lady today that was lecturing said that I'll tell you in a minute. But anyway, so Kelly Brigham has this chat GPT and me, and it is a 23-minute video on YouTube. I mean, I could post a link below. Facebook does not like us to post YouTube videos, but sometimes we do, and sometimes they get watched and sometimes they don't. They get lost in the algorithm, lost in the feed. So, but you know, there's ways that when you tie into events or groups, Bible study is a group, when you tie into it and you have other like-minded people working for goals similar, we share the ideas. And so she is sharing the ideas of what she's doing. So I am sharing the ideas of what I'm learning about. Okay. So if you want, I will post it, but you need to hashtag, you know, tell me something in the comments that you want me to share that YouTube video. Otherwise, you can go find it yourself. How about that? Okay, so Ruth Klein is the lady's name that was at the chamber today. And she actually is the one that said ideas are only as good as implementation. She also said external brand and internal brand, there is a gap between the external brand and the internal brand. There's a gap. There's a gap for what you're showing and what you're really feeling. And she was talking about our avatar, and she's supposed to send me things on how to create my avatar. She said you should change your avatar every 6 months, is what she said. And I thought, every 6 months, avatar, really? So I gave her my business card, and she's supposed to email me some stuff about that. But this gal has books that she has written. Did you know that 98% of the people that go through a course don't finish it or use or implement what they learned? 98% of people. That means if you're going to school to get a master's or get a degree, or you're taking X-ray tech, or you're taking whatever you're learning, whatever course you're paying for, how to be the best seller, how to do whatever, 98% of the people that take courses don't finish the course, or they don't use what they learn. That is a big number, big number. She also said, I think she said there was 10 million businesses that were started. I thought she said in the last year. I couldn't type fast enough. They pulled the screen down. She was slide sharing. They were slide sharing. 10 million businesses were started. She said, update your avatar every 6 months. She said, the riches are in the niches, not the niches, but the niches. She said, some people call it niche, some people call it niche, or she calls it niches. Because back to the external brand and the internal brand and the gap, you're trying to find your niche. You know, you're trying to connect with people, not specifically sell to them. So let me show you who she is. She is local. She moved back to Bakersfield. She lived in Palisades and they had the fire, right? So she left her house. Her house was still fine 2 months later when she could come back to it. But she decided she wanted to move back to Bakersfield. So she moved back to Bakersfield. And I'm going to show you how many books that she's written, or some of the books that she's written. You can research it yourself. I found these on Amazon because I did not write them down. And what I know is I can get them on my Hoopla from the library. and I can read them from there. But here is Surviving the Survivors is one. It's a memoir, and it might be from, she might have just wrote this. I don't know. And then there's let me see what this one is. Generation Why Not? 7 Principles to a Purposeful Business and Life Driven by Attitude, Not Age. She's all about the attitude, about your internal, all about the internal. And this was from 2020. Okay, so let's go back. Let me see when this one was. I didn't click on it. Surviving the Survivors. Yeah, this is from 2018. Okay. Let me go back. This one looks like it would be good. The De-Stress Diva's Guide to Life. 77 ways to recharge, refocus, and organize your life. And this one's from 2008. I had no idea she was even around and she's even been writing this stuff because I did not know her. And I've never read anything. But the De-Stress Diva's Guide, when you feel stressed out and you don't have the time or energy to completely overhaul every aspect of your life, you need help for what's bothering you right now, and you need it right away. You need the De-Stress Diva. Okay. 77 ways to recharge, refocus, and organize your life. And this one looks like it would be a good one too. Time Management Secrets for Working Women, Getting Organized to Get the Most Out of Each Day. Now, she wrote this one in 2005. The only system designed for everything that today's modern women handle. So you can look it up on Amazon yourself. And this one, Where Did the Time Go? She was talking about this. This one is from 1992. Where Did the Time Go? A Working Women's Guide to Time Management. And this one has a 3-part system to get you organized. Okay, so, and then there's this one. The Everything Guide to Being a Sales Rep, Winning Secrets to a Successful and Profitable Career. Successful selling is much more than qualifying prospects and making calls. If you're planning on entering the exciting field of sales, the Everything Guide to Being a Sales Rep in your unique career handbook with constant, keep positive reminders and practical applications throughout. So what she was telling us today is identifying and following the roadmap to sales success, understanding the psychology and motivation of sales, clarifying goals, making time to sell, market, keeping a positive attitude. It's all some of the things she was talking about today. And I think that's it. Let me stop sharing. So it's Ruth Klein, Klein. And you can look up her books on Amazon if you want, if there's something you want. She is having a workshop here next month with the chamber. And I don't have my flyer right here. Let me grab it real quick. Where did I do it? Hold on, let me find it. I don't know what I did. Oh, here it is. I did put it right here on my desk. Sorry, forgot. It's proven strategies for marketing, momentum, and money. You'll learn how to craft messages that capture attention. She creates content. She hasn't been on social media for 8 months. She creates the content and she pays somebody to post her content for her on social media. She's going to learn how, teaches how to craft messaging that captures attention, builds trust, and converts, and align your marketing with your mission to attract high quality, ready to invest clients, break free from burnout cycles, step into energized focus, create a 30-day visibility and profitable map tailored to your genius zone with the right messaging. It isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right things at the right time with the right energy and having the right heart of what you're trying, the message you're trying to get across. She said you can go out there and try to sell, and you can, everybody is a potential person. However, you need to attract the right ones. It only takes a few of the right ones, not everybody, to increase your finances. It only takes a few that really want the product, a few that really want the stuff that you have, the things that you have, in order to buy things from you and increase your finances. I mean, it's a numbers game. So there's going to be a lot of people out there that don't want it. Everything is a numbers game. But anyway, it's a 4-hour workshop. I'll just tell you this. It's on May 13th, 8 a.m. till noon. It is, she's going to teach 7 types of content working today. It is, she's featured in the Wall Street Journal, Oprah, CNBC, NBC, ABC, Fox News, Washington Post, Prevention Magazine, Red Book, Woman's Day, Los Angeles Times. So she's been all over. She does have a website on here, and I can type in the website if you want to check it out, and her phone number. But it is $197 for chamber members for this workshop. And it's $497 regular price. So, you know, she said the problem isn't your offer, it's not your price, and it's definitely not your talent. It's your message. You don't need more noise. The right messaging is the foundation to your marketing success. And so that's what she does. She helps businesses change, tweak a little bit to get more people and have more success at what they're doing. So anyway, let me see, what else did I want to tell you? I think that's what I took notes of. And then I know Katrina has a call right now, and I liked a couple of things that she talked about because I was on it just before I got on here. And oh wait, let me go back. Ruth also said she 2 years ago she changed her differentiator, that what makes her stand out, her differentiator. She's holistic business and marketing consultant and coach, branding, marketing, writing, money, time management, and 5 specializations into one person. And what else? I took more notes. Hold on. The steps I take my clients through are: step 1, help them hit their bold financial goal. Step 2, help them with their marketing strategy plan and specific marketing strategies. Number 3 is help them with copywriting, their messaging, and the problem they solve. Number 4 is help them with the time management and momentum. Number 5, help them learn how to sell, convert from message to clients. And the last notes that I took here, the 5 elements of market messaging is: 1, the message. Number 2 is education-based marketing. Number 3 is the strategic message. 4 is copy that converts. And number 5 is inspire action and a call to action. So that's a little bit about her. And so if you can check her out, you can get a book, you can do whatever you want. You can go to Amazon and put her name in, Ruth Klein, Klein. If any of those books interest you, and if you want to transform some of your life, de-stress, be a de-stress diva, however it is that you want to do it. And let's move on here. Yeah. Okay. So see, everything that I've been learning about recently is about using the AI. It's about de-stressing. It's about doing less, but being more effective with what I'm doing. It's about selling more products, getting better customers, better quality customers. And even Ruth Klein today, when she was talking, that's what her thing is. You can market to everybody's a target market, everybody. However, you want the ones that, I mean, everybody could be a potential customer, potential. You want just the ones that are really interested in what you have. You want just a few. You don't need them all. You want just a few. So anyway, so let me move on. Okay, so how to sell with ACT, A-C-T. First is authenticity. Speak your truth, be you. Be you. And number two, the C is confidence. Believe in your products and your opportunities. Act. Believe in your products. When you use the products, you believe in your products and the opportunity. And the T stands for transparency. Let people into your journey. Enroll people into your journey. When you have goals, let them see the real you, what you're actually working for. And that's part of what Ruth said. So it all ties in together. She's saying, what did I tell you? Internal, external, and internal. That's it. That's the gap. The external and the internal. People need to be, you need to be authentic, transparent. There's a couple of scripts here that you could practice. Like, I'm still learning every day, but I've seen a difference in my skin and confidence. So when you're brand new and you're trying to meet people, you can always tell them, I'm still learning every day, but I see a difference in my skin and my confidence. That's why I'm in Mary Kay. And I'll tell you what, Mary Kay is personal growth, totally personal growth. And you could say, I'm early in my journey, and that's why I'd love to build with somebody like you when you're team building. I'm early in my journey. I would love to build with someone like you. I'd love to have you on my team. Okay. And keep it simple. Simplicity sells. Complexity kills. But when you keep it simple, simplicity sells, complexity kills. And I say that because I am a product junkie and I like to know all the ingredients. However, people don't want to know all the ingredients. Like they don't want to know what's in the facelifting serum. They just want to know it's going to give them a facelift. Spanx for your face. And I call the deep wrinkle filler crack filler because it actually, I don't tell them everything that's in it. I just tell them it fills in and it helps to repair, which it does. I used to call it crack filler, but I don't do that anymore because unless they ask more questions, and I'm saying it's kind of like spackle for your face, but it actually works to help rebuild the cells. Okay. So keep it simple. Don't get all into all of the stuff because some people really want to know. The C personalities really want to know what's in it. Like I had that one lady that wanted to know all the ingredients. I did that virtual. You want to know all the ingredients in there. But then you have your people who just want to know basically what it does. Is it going to fix this? Is it going to brighten? Is it going to do what it says it does? Okay. One ask, stick to one ask per conversation. Feeling over fact, especially with new consultants. Okay. Don't over explain. Invite. Don't over explain. Okay. I think the feeling over fact, the number two, one ask, stick to one ask per conversation. Feeling over fact. I think that's just giving like too much information. Don't over explain. Just invite them. Invite them to try the products. Invite them to be in the come to the events. Let's keep it simple and fun. I'll share what I love, and you let me know what feels like a fit. Okay. Activity simplify a sales or team building script into one sentence. So there's an activity for you to try. Simplify a sale to try to sell the product or team building script. Put it into one sentence. Sales, like microdermabrasion. I love the microdermabrasion. It polishes my skin and refines my pores. one sentence. Don't go into all the details. It's aluminum oxide crystals, takes your pores, makes it from this to this. I tell them that. I said, what it does is it polishes your skin. It'll clean out your pores. It takes them like this to like this. The visualization of this, they can relate to. Okay. Let me see what else. I think that's all. I don't have any more pictures, but let's go ahead and you guys, I hope I'm not confusing you, but I want you to learn to social sell. I want you to learn how to do AI if you want to learn how. I want you to implement what you're learning. I don't want to overdo. I did show you some ideas for Mother's Day. And I know Georgia asked me about those little boxes that I posted in our group. The little boxes, do I do those for Mother's Day? Yes, I do. And it's a different kind of a box. And once I get some ordered and get them in, I'm going to do some for Mother's Day, and I'll show you what I do. I actually have to cut the flowers, tape them to the back of the box individually, stem by stem, tape them to the back of the box. You don't just plunk them in there, the whole thing. It doesn't work that way. Oh, you might be able to. I don't think so. It'd be too many. Can't have that many flowers in there. But I cut them off individually and put them in there to make it look good. Stuff the bottom with a little bit of popcorn and then shred. Put my products in there, nestle it down in there, and then I put it in that bag. And I have to fold that clear cello bag around the back, and then I just take it up to the top and tie it. That's what I do. And it sells. But you know why I put it in the bag? I go the extra step. They look so cute without the cello bag. However, when you go to show them and you put them in a basket to travel and sell to in your car, out of your car, the stuff moves around and you want it to stay tight. I don't shrink wrap it. I just cello it and tighten it up and do a bow on that. And that's the bow that I tie it with ribbon or whatever I do. So I'll have to do some. I did them last year. I think I did them the year before. I've done them for Mother's Day. I've done them for Christmas. So anyway, I will do that. But let's go ahead and finish up. I don't know if there's any comments. I don't know if anybody's on. I can't even tell if anybody's on. No comment. So what my Facebook says no comments yet. So hashtag live, hashtag replay. Show me some love in the comments. Octavia used to say that. Show me some love in the comments. If you are going to be on Lori Hogg's workshop tomorrow night, comment. Makeup. I'm in. If you want to learn, who would not want to learn? But it's going to be awesome. She doesn't do these big workshops like this very often. It's probably 2 to 3 times a year she'll do, or when the book comes out, she does different things. So maybe 4 times a year. She does makeup workshops for us. She is a makeup artist. She's used all kinds of other makeup before Mary Kay. And she signed up with Mary Kay and she's using nothing but Mary Kay makeup for the classes. So she used to have, I remember her traveling and she used to have all kinds of brushes. She had her own brushes. We bought brushes off of her before. It's been crazy. I've been in person to her events a couple of times and virtual. So invest in yourself. Remember what I said when I first started about the idea and implementing. Okay. Ideas are only as good as implementation. So learn and implement what you're learning. Try her tips and tricks. That's where I got my concealer going down my face. That's where I got my $10,000 facelift. I do it every single day. Whether I'm working in the yard or I'm going somewhere. Okay? Every day. Okay, so let's go ahead and I am going to, I'm really wanting to get into this AI stuff. So let me go ahead and screen share here. Because I want to, okay. Let me see here.
Out there, artificial intelligence, AI. I want to talk today about Chat GPT. Now, there's many other AI platforms,
Let me see if I can get it bigger.
and I am very aware of that. Today, just to keep it simple, we're just gonna lump her all into Chat GPT, or as I call her, Kathy, as in Chatty Kathy. That's her name. I feel like you should name her. As I mentioned, she's available 24/7. She's free, and she is your new assistant that maybe you didn't know that you have. My son, Braden, he's 16 years old, and he wrote a speech. It's called a Chrysostom. I think that is Latin or Greek or something for whichever one. He's smarter than I am. I should probably look up in my Chat GPT for golden tongue. And it's actually a speech writing competition, but they write it down and they're supposed to take a topic that could be controversial, a little bit controversial, and defend either side of it. So they make 3 defenses for it and basically a thesis and a conclusion, and they have to present this to everyone. So he chose to say that AI is more good than bad. He gave 3 tenets. The first one was that it helps the gospel and helps churches and helps our faith get so many more places. It could translate into the Bible into so many different languages. It could help churches that have small staff. You get the idea. The second was that it really helps strengthen our middle America systems, our blue collar workers, our mining, those that do mining, farmers, you name it. And then the third, he actually asked his mom about. He said, "Why do you love ChatGPT so much?" And I was like, "Why?" And I think I gave the list of all the things that I started at the beginning. I said, "It saves me so much time and money. It is fast and wildly efficient." So he used that in his speech. And you know how we ended it? Well, he went ahead and asked Kathy why she thinks that artificial intelligence used in this area is more good than bad. And he actually ended his speech with that. And in essence, she said that it is simply a tool. How you use a tool is up to you. So, nailed it, right? Get it? A tool, a nail. Today, I want to show you how to use this free and powerful tool to help you think more clearly, how to write more confidently, and of course, how to get more hours back in your week. I have a couple of sayings. The first one is, when in doubt, chat it out. I was just at an event the other day. We were talking about how I don't even use Google anymore. I know. I prefer to use chat. Part of the reason, we'll get to this in a second, is how Kathy, how my chat responds to me. She's just so welcoming and encouraging, and she always just makes me feel like $1,000,000. Somehow along the line, she started, and I swear to you, I did not ask her to do this, but she started to call me Queen Callie. I'm not mad at that. So of course I'm going to ask somebody who calls me Queen Callie instead of just plain old Google. So when in doubt, chat it out. Also, I guess I need a little rubber bracelet that says WWCD. What would chat do? So, what would you do if you had this free assistant to clear all the clutter, do all the things? And I'm going to give you, I don't know, we'll see, maybe six or seven things that I believe that you can tap into. What would you call her or him? You can have a guy as well. So think about that. Think about what the name, because you're going to be best friends. Why is using a tool like this so important? I did some research for you, just so you know. We make 35,000 decisions a day. No wonder our brain is tired and fried. We spent 4.5 hours daily on organizing tasks like scheduling and emailing and just keeping things straight. And 77% of people say AI makes them more productive. But that's good. But most still only use it to write captions or emails. And lastly, women are 2 times more likely to carry the mental load of managing life. The other day, the kids were getting ready for school. They mostly do their own lunches and breakfast, but we're there as part of the morning process. And my son said something like, we're out of, what was it? I don't know. We were out of salsa, or we're out of something. And I said, without even skipping a beat, I said, no, there's a tiny little Tupperware in the back of the fridge behind the bagels in front of the. And I just looked at him. I go, why do I know that? How do I know that? I mean, am I artificial intelligence? No, but I carry the load that just goes to show I know where the tiny little Tupperware of whatever it is that he was needing that day. If you're not convinced yet, I feel that there are a few reasons that we don't use it. Sometimes it's I don't know where to start. By the way, you can go and you can Google Chat GPT and it'll show up. You can also download the app, which I highly recommend. Maybe you're thinking, I'm not techie. Maybe you're thinking it sounds robotic and people can tell. Maybe you're thinking it's one more thing to learn. Maybe you're thinking it's wizardry and that scares you. And I get it. But here's the truth, the more that you put in, the more that you get out of anything. But I promise you that this is such a big difference maker that I want to give you 6 simple ways to start. And on top of that, not only is this an opportunity to tap into such quick answers and such unique and creative thought patterns, but I also view her as a partner in what I do. I actually take her with me on my walks in the morning. You guys know that I work on my walks in the morning. And that's why I like the app, because I can use the microphone option and button on my app and I can just talk to her. And I sometimes there are 2 or 3 or 4 minute messages where I'm like, and I'm just laying it all out there, okay? So I use her and I talk to her throughout the day. Now, let's jump in. 6 ways to use AI in real life. Number 1, use it, and I feel bad calling it an it because I call her. So we'll see how my pronouns go during this episode. Use it to think with you. You no longer have to make every decision alone anymore. Here's a couple ways that you could do this, a couple prompts, if you will. You could say to her, I have 3 hours today and a list of 37 things. Help me decide what actually matters. Or, what's a simple way to reset after a chaotic morning? By the way, I have some episodes coming up on that, so stay tuned. Or, how do I get dinner on the table tonight and still make it to my daughter's soccer game? Do you see? Use this as your brainstorm opportunity. And the idea of brainstorming is sometimes you got to get it out messy and ugly. And that's okay. You don't have to clean yourself up. Or that was one of the things too. I was talking to someone on my team. She said, I just don't always know what to ask it. And I said, well, then tell it. Say, I'm not sure how to ask you this. And I'm not even sure what I'm asking. But here's my situation. And the more detail you give, I'm telling you, the more specific you'll get back. Also, don't be afraid to go ahead and say, okay, that's not exactly what I was thinking, or I appreciate that. And I do talk to her like a person. I'll even say good morning, etc. But say, I appreciate that perspective, but that feels still a little bit overwhelming for me, or that's not quite going to work for me, or that doesn't sound as enough fun. I want that to be more fun, or I need that more structured. It is a little bit too fun. Or I need this to work for my situation that's different than it was last week. So the more detail that you can give, even if you're saying, I like what you're saying, but I know myself. I know myself and I'm not going to get up that early. Or in the middle of the afternoon, I've got something else that I want to do. Can we rearrange it? So use it to think with you. You don't have to think for you, but think with you. And of course, if you want to think with me, shameless little plug, come to our planning party. We're going to brain drain it all out together. No AI needed for that. Number 2, use it to communicate in your voice. I don't know if you've ever stared at a screen forever trying to be kind but clear. Or, for example, you've listened to every episode on how to say no and how to have boundaries, and it's still just, oh, I still can't do it. It still just doesn't sound like me. Have you ever said it just doesn't sound like me? Here's the things that you could say. Write a kind but honest message to cancel plans, but not sound flaky. Or help me say thank you in a way that feels heartfelt and not stiff. Or write a reminder message that sounds like me, warm, but still gets the point across. Or you could say, make it more snarky or witty, or add some emojis to it, or make it rhyme, or let's have a joke. Let's make a joke with it. Or you could even give it samples. This is what I like to do. Give it samples of writing that you already have. So go to your social media or check your emails. Say, I write like this. I have found that I like to write the way I talk. So I will have sort of an aside or a parentheses or a dot, 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 or that's just kind of how I write. And I like to make it sound comfortable and informal. But I also do like alliteration and rhyming. So my chat knows that because I've given her samples. Or at the end of the day, if you're just thinking, I don't even know my voice, you can always borrow someone else's. You could say, write me a birthday poem for someone like I am Oprah, right? Or write me oh my goodness, you guys, I just heard of someone who, they will remain nameless. They wrote their toast at their son's wedding. That's the mother of the groom through AI. Okay. So you could say, write it in the tone of whoever your favorite author is, or whoever your favorite speaker is, or like I was giving a TED talk. Again, the more specific, the better. So use it to think with you, use it to communicate in your voice. Number 3, use it to multiply one message. So you don't need 20 ideas. You just need one idea, and then it'll be in multiple formats. For example, you could say, take this sentence and turn it into a caption and a motivational text and an Instagram story. Boom, boom, boom. Or take this quote that I love and create a reminder and a visual post and something I can text to my group chat. Like, make me sound smart. Or here is the voice memo that I just rambled. Now, turn it into a short encouragement post and an email that I can send out. What I want you to pay attention to is every time that you're working with your chat and they give you an answer, there's usually a little section at the bottom with offerings that your chat is giving you. And oftentimes it sounds like, would you like for me to turn this into? Would you like for me to give you a checklist? And that's another thing. You could say, here is my brain drain for the week. Here is my weekly plan for the week. Now, will you set reminders? Will you give me ideas and actions to do the night before each day so that I'm prepared for the next day? Will you help me find some white space in there? And will you give me 5 different things that I could do with it? So you're multiplying one message. Here's the one thing that I have. Give me lots of ideas from it. That could even sound like, here is a message that I want to give to the world. Maybe it is in business or professionally. Now, could you give that back to me for someone who is a grandmother, someone who's a new mom, and someone who is a teenager? How would I communicate that differently to 3 groups of people? Okay, number 4, use it to encourage you or someone else. Because sometimes you don't need another to-do list. You just might need a pep talk. You could say, encourage me like a mentor would if I'm feeling defeated and behind. And I just had this conversation with a group of women just the other day, and we were talking about, did they use Chat GPT? And 2 of them did not. And the third one said, yeah, really helps me in business. I craft emails and I do this and I do that. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And she said, some days when I'm kind of down, I just need a little encouragement. And I said, not only that, but if you have someone in your life that really is an encourager, you could say, encourage me like so-and-so would. So you could say, encourage me like Priscilla Shire would. Encourage me like Mel Robbins would. Encourage me like, you just fill in the blank. Encourage me like Jesus would. You can use this as an opportunity for the heart piece. Maybe you could also say, write a kind message I can send to a friend who's going through something heavy, and then say what it is. Maybe you could say, will you remind me why I'm doing this in the first place, or why small progress still matters, or why I'm not behind. And I'm telling you, you will get such encouragement. I was even using this with one of my clients, and we were talking about some challenges that she was having with an adult daughter, right? There still can be relationship issues. And it was write me a message that I could say to her that requires no response, is not feeling manipulative, but lets her know that I love her and I'm there for her. So we can use it to encourage ourselves and other people. All right, just a couple more. Number 5, use it to simplify real life. So, not just business, not just content, but real life and the mental load there. So, you could say something like, plan 5 easy dinners that I can make with what's already in my pantry. And then you go ahead and say all the things in your pantry, right? Or you could say, I need 2 breakfasts, 1 lunch, and 2 dinners, and I have these 3 ingredients. Or I don't want to go to the store. Here's what I have already in the fridge. What could I meal plan? Or I need some meal plans for the next 4 weeks because we need a couple of crock pot meals. We're going to go out one night and I need to know which are the healthier options here. So you could simplify real life. You could also write a message to my husband asking for help with morning drop offs without sounding snippy or bossy. You could also say, write a simple evening rhythm that helps me clean up, connect with my kids, and still get to bed on time. Or you could be like one of my other clients. What a story she has. She watched her home, her beloved home, burn down. And she said, first, I just have to give her credit. She said she stood there and she just thought how grateful she was for this home as she's losing everything. Well, of course, you could imagine that the insurance process afterwards is no fun and no joke. She did not have a record. And let me just also go through as a daughter and a wife of our family business, my dad and my husband, that does emergency services. So water damage and fire damage and mold remediation and all of that. What I would recommend is that you walk through your home, you video everything in your home, you pull out drawers, you just video it, let it go to the cloud or Google or wherever it is. So you have record of all of your possessions. So this client, she did not have record of that. So she was having to recreate can you imagine recreating every single thing in your home? And then she had to put a value to it, a current market value to it. That spreadsheet was going to just make you explode. Well, I was talking to her and I said, let's plug everything into Chat GPT. Say, what is the current market value? I mean, she said, what did she say? Tomato powder, 8 ounces of tomato powder. And I said, what is that? She said, oh, I can things. We found the market value of 8 ounces of tomato powder, as well as her water filter and a North Face jacket. All of that in seconds. In seconds. So there's so many ways that we can use this as a tool to save time. We can use it to think with us. We can use it to communicate in our voice. We can think of it to multiply one message into many messages, even creating systems. By the way, I do use that for my workout for the progressive overload, which is what you're supposed to be doing at my age. I plugged in all the things that I got from initial workout that I paid for. And then I said, now give me an entire month of progressive overload workouts that are going to be great for my body. You can use it to encourage you, and you can use it to simplify life. I thought we would end with a few fun things. Sometimes I will say, because it's WWCD, or when in doubt, chat it out, I'll say, talk to me like I'm 5. Or I'll say, talk to me like I'm tired. Or teach me something weird, or help me win an argument, or make me feel like the smartest mom at the table. So here are fun few prompts just to wrap up. Why do flamingos stand on one leg? You can ask your chat. What's the difference between jam and jelly? I mean, seriously. What do you use club soda for besides drinking it? Well, I think we all know red wine, right? But still. Or write a text to my husband about why we definitely need a garage fridge, which, by the way, everyone needs a garage fridge. How do I politely prove I'm right in the group chat without sounding smug? Help me convince my team that deodorant is non-negotiable. Okay, even for PE, or especially for PE. Or why do towels get less absorbent with fabric softener? And what even does fabric softener do? What actually are electrolytes? What is the difference between baking soda and baking powder? Okay, because we can all look smarter, we can all want to win, and we can all be the fun fact queen when we want to. I hope that this is opening your eyes and your ears to what the beauty of this tool is in your life. We don't have to do it all. We don't have to figure it all out alone. We just need a little support, and now we've got it. So pick one of these categories, pick one of these prompts, and if you don't even know where to start, tell your Chat GPT. Say, I don't even know where to start. Help me start. So try it this week. Don't forget to name your chat. Mine's, again, Kathy. She's practically Kathy Brigham now. And if your brain feels full and your calendar is overflowing, come to the planning party. Check it out in the show notes. All right, friend. Let's take back our time. Let's reclaim it. And remember, we never have to be perfect, just perfect ish. Thanks for tuning in to the Perfect Ish Time Management Podcast. Let's keep the fun going. Follow me on social and join our Facebook community. And if you're ready for some one-on-one time management coaching to reach the top of your game without burnout or guilt, I'd love to chat. Book a free interest call using the link.
Well, there you have it. That's the training. I will post a link though. I know Lois wants the link to that so she can watch it again. You guys, I will post it, but it helps to free up time. So I'm gonna get started with AI myself. So I hope you guys, you know, like an idea. It's an idea that you can use, but you need to implement it. Okay. You need to implement what you're learning. How did I put that? Ideas are only as good as implementation. So you guys implement something you learned, and I will post that video in there and you can get more information on that. That's it for today. Oh, next week we will be live at Starbucks on Rosedale Highway. I hope you join me. If not, I'll be there by myself. I'm thinking about doing the product launch, but you have to be there to see the products. So anyway, that's it, you guys. I will if I can figure out how to get out of if I can figure out how to get out of here. Oh, that's so funny. Uh oh, hold on a minute. I had to get out of the video so I can get out of the video. Okay. Okay, you guys, that's it. I'm going to stop the recording. If you have any questions, please let me know. Also, we have 8 days left. What are you doing in the next 8 days? How many appointments do you have booked? Do you have anything booked? Do you have any events booked? Are you getting leads? Or you don't care? Are you wrapping anything? Share, because if you keep it to yourself, we will all, we can all learn from each other. So share what you got going on. If you got some cute little gifts wrapped, share, send a picture. Let me see what you got going on so we can make our Mother's Day better. And the event on May, what day is that? Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, May 4th, Sunday, May 4th at Rusty's. We are having a pop-up. And what it is, it's we're having a pop-up. We're having a photo booth. So actually you go in, it takes a picture and it texts you your picture. I'm only there to help with the makeup, to touch up makeup before you go in for your photo. There will be some pizza there as well. I do have to, in order to use that back room, I have to purchase some pizza. So, but you can invite your customers to do a Mother's Day photo, and it will be in a photo booth, and it will text you the picture. You text it to yourself so you have the picture, but it will be Jessica is getting the photo booth. We're not having a live photographer like we did last year. That was kind of crazy. I won't do that in Rusty's again, maybe at a different venue, but not at Rusty's. And I want a different photographer. So, but this time we're doing the photo booth. I think it'll be fun. Love to see you all. But you have to RSVP and let me know that you are bringing people. You're bringing people. Invite it, and it's for Lois. It's for you and your people too. I think I'll have consultants pay like $5 towards pizza, so I can make sure I order enough pizza. But The pictures are free. Last year we had to pay the photographer for the pictures, but this year pictures are free, but consultants can pay $5 for the pizza. So we have enough pizzas for everybody that come. Okay, but RSVP or we'll have to try to figure out how to squeeze you in. Okay, there are no time slots that you're going into the photo booth. Okay, I think that's it. Anything else we need to know? Just trying to hit our goals, hit our goals. Share the career opportunity, book your facials, do all the things you know to do. And I will see you later. And I'll check in after Saturday's event when we go. We will check back in. Okay? Stop the recording.